Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Danny Talks United. And today we're doing another, I guess you could say, controversial video. Another controversial topic, though I think within Manchester United fans, this is not that controversial. I think most people have this similar view. But for football enthusiasts alike, is Antony the worst signing of all time? Not just at Manchester United, but maybe in Premier League history. Okay? But if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button so you know when these videos come every week. We do videos like every Thursday, every Friday, about one or two videos per week. So don't forget to hit that subscribe, get that notification on, and don't forget to comment and like the video as well. Helps me a lot. Okay? Okay, let's just get into the video. Antony, you're up. Antony arrived at Manchester United with a lot of fanfare. Yes, he was like a deadline day signing, a panic buy, as you could say, but a lot of people saw what he did in the Champions League, looked at his highlights, and he came with a lot of hype, although with a hefty price tag from Ajax around the 90 million mark. Lots of money. The young winger was touted as the next big thing. I don't know where this came from. Like his highlights from Ajax were good, not amazing, but he had some quality that he was showing there. He was thought to be a player that could light up Old Trafford and bring back, I guess you could say, the glory days. But has he lived up to the hype? To understand if Antony is really the worst signing, we need to look at his performance on the pitch. Since joining United, Antony has really struggled to make a significant impact. In the 2 seasons he has been here, he has a total of 5 goals and 3 assists in the Premier League. I think he's got maybe about 11 goals total in the 2 years. That's including the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and Europa League, Champions League. That's a bit of a joke for a player of his price and height. His goal scoring contribution is very underwhelming and has struggled to make any impact when he's on the pitch. And when it comes to assists, it's equally disappointing. Not only is he not scoring goals, but he's not providing them either. And for the winger, these stats are extremely crucial. He does seem more keen to always want to shoot than give the ball to the striker. It's becoming a big problem and a huge flaw in his game. Let's compare Antony with other wingers who have signed for the Red Devils. Like, we're just going to compare him to other players that we've signed over the last few years. Like, let's start with the past, like Cristiano and Ryan Giggs. This guy, I don't even know why we're mentioning those two players, because our wingers of the last decade can't even be spoke in the same names. But you look at more recent signings like a Dan James, who's arguably had a better impact than Antony, scored some crucial goals, is a hard worker, never put up a fuss. And even a guy like, one guy that maybe we all want out, like Jadon Sancho, has even shown a bit of promise, although not so much. He's probably just a little bit ahead of Antony, but with a similar price tag as well. They've shown more promise on the pitch, and Antony's lack of consistency and inability to adapt to the Premier League pace stands out. He can't beat a guy. It's very rare if he does beat a man. And his shooting is god-awful. Yeah. The financial side of football cannot be ignored as well. Manchester United spent a fortune on Antony. When you factor in his transfer fee, his wages that I think he went from like 25 grand to over 100 grand, which is insane. And the opportunity cost of not investing in other players at that time, the decision becomes even more questionable. The return on investment here is almost non-existent. Imagine if we didn't spend that 90 on Antony, and we just went with maybe a Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho maybe wouldn't have had the fallout he has. Maybe we could have tried Amad Diallo earlier. Hell, we could have even gone in for a cheaper winger like a Bowen or a Kudus. I know Kudus was one that kind of replaced Antony, but there was loads of options where we didn't need to pay 90 million and have our pants basically pulled down. The financial side of Manchester United over the last 10, 12 years has just been an absolute embarrassing joke. And this falls right in line with it. So, surprised? Not surprised. Injuries have also plagued Antony's time at United. He was injured quite a lot last year. He spent a significant amount of time on the sidelines, furthering his impact. Though I wouldn't say it's not just injuries. He's had issues off the pitch, which, if these issues are similar to other players that we've had, I don't know why he's still even playing. But yeah, compare this with other signings who, despite having injuries, still managed to perform when fit. You look at Luke Shaw has barely played 50% of the game since he's signed, but when he does play, he's typically good. You look at Varane, who we just let go when he was injured a lot, but when he played, he was good. Even Anthony Martial most of the time. Yeah, he was injured all the time, basically all the time, but when he stepped on the field, he could score a goal or assist a goal. This is not happening with Antony, and the issues are becoming more and more glaring with every passing game/season. It's becoming a big problem, guys. Another critical factor is team dynamics. Antony has often seemed out of sync with his teammates and the tactical setup, whether it's the manager not utilizing him effectively or Antony failing to adapt. It's a problem that's been detrimental to the team's overall performance. Now, this one I can't agree with, though the manager is playing him in the same position he played at Ajax, where he did play under that same manager. I do think, now this is just an opinion, that he'd be better off the left because he's not good at scoring goals, but he's got a decent left foot. And if he can get on that left side and whip across him with that left foot, I think that would be decent, but the manager doesn't seem intent on playing him there. So I think this could fall. I mean, look, the manager wanted this guy. He didn't want him at 90 million. I think he was valued around 25, and I think if he came in about 25 million, this video and a lot of the videos similar to this would not be happening. But he didn't. He's here for 90, and when you come for 90, you have to play like you've come for 90. So, yeah. And let's not forget fan reactions here. Manchester United supporters have voiced their frustrations about Antony on social media and in the forums. Some call him overrated, true, while others believe he wasn't given the right environment to succeed. I would say that is very untrue. Either way, the general sentiment is one of disappointment. Now, I don't think it's an environment thing. The stuff happening off the pitch, that's his own fault. He's dealing with that. If that's influencing what's happening on the pitch, then that's all him. But this was happening before that stuff was happening. He had a bright start here, but that tailed off very, very, very quickly. And I think by the end of last season, people were already like, is this guy worth keeping around? Not last season. By the end of his first season, people were really even questioning if he was good enough. And I think we're at that point now where we realize he's not. So, yeah, what a disappointing signing, man. It's crazy. So, is Antony the worst signing of all time for Manchester United? When you consider his performance, his price tag, injuries, and how he's impacted the team dynamics, I think it's hard to argue that he might be, he might be the worst, if not the worst. But football is unpredictable. And who knows? He might turn things around. I doubt it because it looks like we're trying to dump him off. But let me know what you think. Do you think he's the worst of all time? Whoa. Sorry about that. Do you think he's the worst signing of all time? I'm like him and Alexis Sanchez for me are the two worst. While Alexis Sanchez, we didn't really fork out a lot of money. His wage has broken the wage structure. And that is a big reason why we're having so much trouble selling players at the moment because nobody wants to take on their wages. And that all kind of stemmed from Alexis Sanchez. But Just imagine where we'd be if we had that 90 million spent on other players that we actually needed at the time. It's hard to debate who might be the worst signing of all time. For me, I think it might be Antony. But let me know what you think. Comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one. Later.